Why does your Asian partner want money every month? Oh, so there's cultural differences between the West and Asia. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake.
𝗔ૠ from Hobo Venture.
And there's some cultural differences between the West and the East. And a lot of newbies come to Asia and they get snared on those. They get confused. They don't know what to do. The world's ending. And we want to talk about it today.
And Dan have a fresh experience because he is spent in my home for 2 weeks. But this is not his first time.
Yeah.
It's many times already, but still have some, cultural differences.
Yeah, but the cultural difference we want to talk about today is your often girlfriend, spouse, partner wants money every month. And so for some reason this aggravates people in the West.
Yeah.
And maybe if we talk a little bit about why and how the cultures are different, and maybe ways you could think about it or solutions, maybe it'll help you through this one. You might be coming to Asia and you're living on $1,500 or $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Sky's the limit. And suddenly you have a partner and their family, their mom and dad are living on $400 or $500 or $600, $700 a month. And if you have 2 fewer dinners out to dinner with your friends in a month, there might be $100 extra sitting around that your partner could give to their parents, and they would suddenly be living on $100 more per month, which might be 20 or 30% higher budget than they had, and you're living on less than 5% less.
So you mean that what right now? You mean
I'm just saying that the idea of getting all wound up about your partner, wanting to spend $100 on their family and 2 or 3 less dinners out, boozing it up and whatever, why they don't think that's a big deal. And sometimes Westerners get all upset, twisted up about it.
In Asia, we are very united. We are living with our family and parents. In Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines,
Laos,
Vietnam,
Indonesia.
Laos, we always live with our parents if we can, because that we will think that this is the way that we take care of parents. But some parents are not. Some parents, they prefer that you live outside the house, not with us, So it's very different. But compare Asian and Western, it's totally different because you guys is living out the house.
Yeah, we leave it. I left the house at 19.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we not. We still 35 years old. We still live with the parents. Maybe sleep with them. No, I'm just kidding. But sleep in the same house but different room.
Yeah.
So that is why some people will freak out.
So there's a cultural expectation in Asia, and maybe it's not to the Western man or woman, but it's to the people in Asia. It doesn't matter who their spouse is. If one of their parents is in trouble, there's an expectation that they help them. Now, we're not saying that there aren't bad people in Asia. Guess what? There are bad people all over the world.
Yeah.
West and East, there are people that are asking for money that really don't need it for what they're saying it for. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Asian culture, and Asian culture is predominantly honest, in my opinion, more honest than many other cultures around the world. So we're not talking about honesty here. You can run into a bad apple.
Yes.
But we're talking about general culture. For example, like in the Philippines, they celebrate Christianity, and so they have Christmas. That's something that comes up where everybody around the world who's Christian goes over budget. They're all buying each other stuff. And so don't be surprised if your partner needs some money around Christmas, for example.
Yeah, same thing like in Malaysia, in Chinese New Year, Malay New Year, Indian New Year, whatever that's your partner's race, so they were buying the thing for the family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys have ang pang?
Oh, we have ang pao. We will give ang pao as a good luck. That means to put a little money as a good luck for that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fun. It's fun to watch everyone giving each other money. So also, it's not unusual in the Philippines for working age people to have their children living at their parents' house, and maybe they're in the city and their parents have their kids in the provinces, and they need money to take care of their kids. And so that's another reason that a lot of around Asia, because of the difference where the family lives and where you're working, to need to send money back home.
Yeah, to refresh you, now we are talking that why does your Asian girlfriends want money every month? That is a reason that we're talking right now. So that is one of the reasons that they want the money.
Right.
Yeah.
And often, as Westerners, we come at retirement age and we want our girlfriend to be around us all the time. And so we're telling her to quit her job, and so, or him, and so they don't have the money anymore, and you're asking them to be with you. So you have to be aware of that difference. If you're going to take away their money source, so you have someone to play with during retirement, then it's a lot of social pressure on them to quit giving money to their parents or whoever. So you have to deal with that. And medical emergencies come up all the time, not just in the West, but also in the East. And it's much cheaper in the East to handle medical problems that come up. Sometimes it's only 10 or 20% of what it would cost, like in the U.S. And so it's not often a lot of money, but surprises happen, emergencies happen. And there's also like people losing jobs, having to send kids to school, and just all kinds of unexpected things that happen where suddenly someone in the family will need some money, or they're starting a business and they want you to invest in their business. And so you have to think about all this well in advance and think about how you want to deal with it, and try not to, and maybe set those boundaries early, which we'll talk about solutions towards the end of this. In Asia, because it's so common for children to give money to their parents, a lot of times the parents will be at some social event and one of their friends will be saying, oh, Susie, or whoever, 𝗔 in the city got some new job and she's making a lot of money and she's sending me whatever per month. And then they come home and they say, well, 𝗔 parents are getting money from her. Why aren't you giving me money? And so they're under all kinds of social pressure to give money to their family. And so if you're going to be in a relationship with an Asian, you need to understand that part of the culture. Most of them are honest, and their family needs money, and they feel it inside, and they want to give them money. So there's places in Asia like Malaysia, 𝗔 was sharing with me, she's from Malaysia.
Okay, for the social security in our country, government will take 11% of our salary and keep it for us, and then our employee, our boss, will have to pay 13% of our salary to put inside our social security retirement account.
Yeah.
So total inside the retirement account is 23% per month. So that is for us to draw out when we are reach to the retired age. Those money you also can be withdraw when you need to buy your house. So actually, when you toward to the end, it's not much left.
Yeah.
But still, in Malaysia, the retirement money and everyone, they are, they are enough. Because we have a middle class more, so our
your wages are higher. You're able to save more. So Malaysia has a higher standard of living than much of Asia, and so for that reason, the roads are better, airports are better, hospitals are better than a lot of Asia, and so is the lifestyle overall. And so it's just a better organized, in my opinion, government than a lot of Asia, and so they have Social Security. But that's not true of all of Asia. And as Chung said, if you pulled the money out to buy a house or other things, and it's not there when you retire, then it's not unusual for once your parent age for your kids for you want.
And also we don't know about other country retirement and their social security, so we cannot comment about, and we don't know why they have no enough money. But I only can give you the example of Malaysia. That's how is it.
Exactly.
Yes.
In expat circles, you'll hear people say, oh, my girlfriend, she wants $100 a month or $150 a month, and she's greedy and blah, blah, blah. And it might just be that her parents need money there. And so she's really trying to take care of her family. And in her mind, you're kind of part of her family, so it includes you. And she's probably, she's probably thinking correctly for her culture. And so maybe the way you're thinking about it is wrong. I'm not saying that's all, people, East or West. Some people are greedy, and they're...
Not all the Asian people. If you did financial independence partner, is totally different.
Course,
so those is is not financial independence, they will think like that. You are their boyfriends or girlfriends, and you have more money than them. So you need to support a little bit to their family to help her and her family, because you with her, she cannot work, so you need to give money so she can give to the family.
So when you come to Southeast Asia, you already have to have thought this through and think about, because it's different if you're just not interested in a relationship and you're just going to, date casually or whatever. But if you're interested in finding a partner, you need to work this into your thinking. Otherwise, it's just going to be an aggravation the whole time. And so I have another report I'll share with you when the video's over. Let's see, I'll put it in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, and you can click it and watch it. But it talks about how to talk about money and how to think about money before you come to Southeast Asia. But I'll just give you a little bit of a taste here so you know it's worth thinking. When people live in America and they're dating, they often talk themselves up. Oh, I drive this car, here's my house, here's how much money I make. They talk themselves up because they think they can't get a relationship. I call this the big man on campus syndrome. If you come to Southeast Asia and you talk yourself up, big man on campus, you got all this money, you're rocking the world because you think you're going to get a hotter spouse or whatever, that's a bad strategy, because what you're setting yourself up for is this mentality where you're big and you have lots of money, and so now you're in a relationship a year later and they're saying, wait a second, didn't you say you have all this money and my family's hungry right now and we can't even give them 50 or 100 this week because they're running short on money for groceries? And so definitely read that report, watch it. I'm not saying not to help people. I'm not telling you what the solution is. I'm just telling you need to understand that you're going to a different place. The rules are different, and you can't use your old techniques in life. You have to work through this stuff. So give that a thought. Watch that video.
One thing is depend on the girl that you are dating. If you date a sexy woman, have a nice clothes, makeup, man, that costs money for the makeup.
Yeah.
That's why she need money for that.
Right.
If you date a normal girl, like they are not like to put on too much makeup, too much different clothes, a decent girl, then it doesn't cost that money. Yeah. We have a lot of example that I see when we in Philippines. Their girlfriend, their partner, they are very nice. They not like have to put on heavy makeup.
Yeah,
and this. And
the girl next door, I call it.
Yeah, so
she's just naturally pretty. She
yes.
just wears normal clothes.
Not, I would say
just,
normal
casual.
clothes. Yeah, casual, and they live happy ever. Just one partner live forever. So it's depends on your luck.
Yeah.
That's why your Asian girlfriend want money every month.
If you're dating a girl and you want her to dress up in high heels and lace and all this kind of stuff, and then you're saying, no, we're not shopping, and you're asking her to quit her job, have some common sense about what it is you're expecting, because it doesn't add up.
I need to make more money for my boyfriend, so he can put on nice clothes, bikini, mangini.
Are you going to get me like different color t-shirts? Yeah, so date an independent Asian if that's what you want. But independent Asians, if they're younger than you, which a lot of Westerners come and they're expecting to date someone younger, they're often in the earning years of their job. There's a couple problems with that, actually. They're in their earning years. They don't want to quit their job to hang out with you during the day. And she's in the earning power of her years, and she's able to give money to your parents, and you're asking her to quit. And just think that through. And the other thing is, honestly, if you look at it from a socioeconomic standpoint, a lot of the women that are dating Westerners, they're not that kind of woman. They're often not as highly educated. They often don't have the same economic opportunity, may be able to send their parents some money, but your availability to date a high income earning Asian isn't that good, because they don't have the financial need, if you will. We just finished a video on Chung's channel where we talk about what you need to understand to keep your budget under $2,000 a month, whether you're slow traveling the world like we do, or whether you're in a stationary place and you like to visit part of the year. So go over to Chung's channel and watch that. We'll put a link above at the end.
Yeah, dating a financial independence woman that I also see a lot in Philippines and in Thailand. They have the salon, the beauty salon, or they have their other business, spa business, and then they are looking someone to be spend time together. And finding love, that is a true love. But they are not that young, like what you're looking like 21 years old. To be polite, I say 21 years old. Okay, 21 to 28. They are more like 35 years old, example my age.
Chung just turned 37.
So we are not looking for money because we are financially independent.
And so those are some of the solutions. Okay, so that's the cultural difference between East and West. But as I said earlier, I have a report that'll help you spot, if you will, people of not positive intentions that are not just a cultural difference, but have bad intentions. And I'll put that at a link at the end here. And it's called How to Avoid Con Artist Lovers. And really, it's not just for Southeast Asia, it's for all over the world.
I think I should start a YouTube video is how to avoid a bad Westerner guy.
That's a good idea.
Thank you so much for watching this video.
Well, I hope you enjoyed
Enjoy
it. Please like,
comment,
and subscribe.
I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.